So, today I'm here to address the women, okay? And this is because, whatever is happening right now, it has been happening for quite some time. But I think women, we've been so ignorant that most of the time, I guess we think this is something that cannot happen to us, okay? So, I'm talking about you empowering yourself as a woman, building your own assets under your name, okay, so that in case, for example, for those who are married, in case of a divorce, you don't start from zero, or you don't start running to court looking for lawyers and stuff like that. That's what I want to talk about today. Stay with me. I'm Miss Maithathi and welcome to my channel. I talk about personal finance, life in general, without pretending that it's just easy. I try so much to ensure I'm relatable to most people. Okay? So now, of late you've seen there's this news moving around about, I don't like to mention people's names, but this couple, they were married and now they've divorced, and apparently the man made sure all his assets or whatever is under the mother's name, okay? And this thing caught the wife like it's like she didn't know. And we all remember when the time this thing was news flash to everybody was the time of this guy called Hakimi. Was it Hakim or Hakimi? Something like that, right? Where they got a divorce, and when the wife went to ask for her share, they found out that the guy didn't have any assets under his name. So the wife was the one who ended up paying the guy a certain percentage of, I think, something like that. But I'm not here to talk about those guys. I'm here to talk about you as a woman out there, okay? Telling you you're not immune. Most of us tend to think that it's happening to other people, it cannot happen to you. And this is because women, me as a woman, I know, when we love like fools, okay? It's like, I don't know what happens. Listen to the older women, especially these young women. When you're getting married, it's all about love, and you're just blinded by love. For you, it's not even a decision. It's just love, and you're led by love and your feelings, and you go all in, and you think this person you're dealing with is just perfect and nothing can go wrong. You see those people who are divorcing today, that's how they felt. That's how they thought when they were getting married. If you'd have told them they would have gotten a divorce, they would have denied it. But now, you see to what extremes these people are living. Problem is this, when it comes to changing assets from my name to my parents' name, this is not something that happens in one day. It has been well thought, okay? This is someone who, number one, doesn't trust you, okay? So what happens? The moment they don't trust you, they don't communicate with you. They start acting a certain type of way. But you're still in your love bubble. A lot of women are in their love bubbles. And that's why, at some point, I've come to agree. When you're young, in your 20s, don't be in a hurry to get married. Don't be in a hurry to get married. Get married when you're older, when you can make very strong decisions. Okay? Yeah, for me, where I stand, marriage is a decision, okay? I decide. It's not about love. Of course, I have to like this person, but it's also a decision, okay? Because, love you, Isha. And as they say, love is not enough. So if you're just getting married or you being led just out of love, you're starting on the wrong foot. Anyway, back to why I decided to make this video. Finances. Your money as a woman. one thing I need you to understand. You see the way men say they like to lead, you submit, you follow. Yeah? I don't dispute that. Let them lead. But also, as their leaders, allow them to become your teachers. Okay? So what does that mean? They show you something, you learn from that. Okay? Yeah. Let them teach, and then you become the best at whatever it is that they're doing. So that we stop all this lamenting all over the place. So that women can stop being victims or victimized every now and then. Learn from these men. The moment you feel weird about something, you start making decisions on your own side. Because as I said, for a man to start moving his assets and whatever it is under someone else's name other than you, the spouse, the problem didn't start that day. It started a long time ago. So you as a woman, you need to have your own money, make your own money, have your own assets, even if it's a liability. Like, for example, a car is a liability. But best believe you better have that car under your name. I'll give you several reasons why I'm saying this, okay, to back my point. Okay? Number one reason why you need to have assets and, some things under your name is it helps prevent erasure, financial erasure after divorce. And that's why you hear a lot of women nowadays, they're saying, I contributed, I did this, and then he just erases me like that. My friend, start putting these things under your name so that you have something, even if you decide to go to court, you have something under your name. That something that will not be easily erased. For example, if a husband or a man hides his assets under his mother's name, or some relative, a brother or something, or a sister, yeah? You as a woman who didn't build your own wealth or you didn't make your own money, you can find yourself at the end of the day being left with nothing. You're just erased like that. Your efforts become nothing. They amount to zero. Regardless of how much or how long you've contributed. That's why you hear people married 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, and the wife is on the losing end. Make your own money. Ensure the assets, whatever it is. If you're buying a car together, make sure your name is there also. If it's land, make sure it's his name and your name together. If not that, buy it yourself alone and let it have your own name. Or also, you can put your mother's name or your brothers or sisters, whoever. Okay? Remember, two can play that game. Yeah? You learn from the best. You know that song? I learn from the best. I learn from you. Okay? So allow these men teach you how to live. Stop being blind. Stop staying in marriages just for love. Apana. Women, we need to style up. Apana. Love is not enough anymore. It's no longer enough. Another reason you need to have your own assets to avoid divorce loss as a woman is, in case you guys divorce, you won't occur losses on things like legal fees. So this means you'll avoid draining your savings or that money that you'll be left with after divorce, paying something like legal fees. Without your own assets, when you don't have anything under your name, that small thing you have, maybe your small savings account, savings you have in your account, when you're divorced, you'll use that small amount, paying for the best lawyers, trying to kimbizana with this guy. Ebu protect you. This guy ensures you get nothing, and then the small thing that you get out or you live with from this marriage is the small amount of money, or is the amount of money you start paying lawyers all over the place to represent you in court. in the name of fighting for your rights, woman. And then after all these court battles, you are left worse than before. Build your own assets. Make sure everything you're buying, Aki ya Mungu, whatever amount of money you're throwing, it's under your name. Another reason why you need to build your own assets. This is because it will protect your time, your money, and your health as a woman. Okay? Having your own assets will save you time, money, and your health. And this is because starting from zero, just because you've been divorced, time never recovered. It will take you more years just to recover or to get back to that position or the kind of lifestyle you were living when you were married. You know, you might wonder how health comes in. When you're divorced, there's stress that comes with it. There's lifestyle change. A lot of things change, okay? These things bring stress. Some people, sometimes stress can be bad. Some people get depressed. Some blood pressure, just something. And you end up spending more money to make sure you're okay. May this be medical bills or whatever. So it's too expensive for you not to be building your own assets. Me, since kitambo, I'm like, if we come together, you buy 5 acres, I'll buy even if it's like a 50 by 100 yangu in my name. But I will not just sit there blindly. I remind myself every day. If I'm in a relationship, I've never been married, but if I'm in a relationship, I'm just like, I have to remind myself every day, this is not mine. This is not mine. Okay? And I speak out of experience. I've been in a relationship where I had a business. Okay? This was my last relationship. I had a beauty shop. And where I had put my beauty shop, it was this guy's property. So you see, the moment we broke up, it's gather your stuff, remove all your stuff from my premises, from our premises, and leave. You have to start from zero. So the lesson I gathered from that is, if I ever rent a shop, a business, whatever, it has to be from a stranger. Kushikanisha mapenzi na biashara, sijui na kazi, kitakuramba. You will have a very... Let's say I learned my lesson. Okay? So it cost me time and money. Okay? Another reason why you as a woman should build your own assets is because patriarchy nowadays still rewards asset hiding. And that's why men are doing it. Okay? So, hata mkienda kotini, you'll not reach those things. You'll pay lawyers hefty prices. And then at the end of the day, at the end of the how many months, years, legal systems often fail to fully trace transferred assets. So what does this mean? The only way out for you is owning things under your name or also under your mother's or relatives' names. Okay? Remember, two can play the game if they can trust their own mother. You better learn how to trust your own mother. Okay? Or you better find someone you can also trust. Just in case you're in a marriage and there's smoke, you see smoke, just know there's going to be a fire. You also start, learn from them. Okay? So owning your own things is the only reliable shield as a woman that you have now. But my biggest point here is learning from men. Learning from men's tactics is your biggest shield as a woman. You people keep talking about mirroring, sijui what, and you're not mirroring. Alafu pia this thing of ignorance. You're driving a car and you can't even go into the NTSA portal. It will cost you maybe 500 shillings or 1,000 shillings just to put in the number plate for you to know this car is under whose name. But you're too lenient, you're too ignorant, you don't want to check. So you're busy driving a car out here and it's not yours. And then when divorce comes, ati unapigwa na butua. Hapana, ignorance ingine hata as women, we should stop. Okay? So learn from men. Whatever it is that you're doing, you do it 10 times more. Learn from these people. We need to style up as women. That is the best self-defense you can get now. Hii maneno ya mapenzi, hakuna mahali itawapeleka women. Ati supporting someone. No. And it doesn't matter if in a marriage, whoever cheats. When divorce happens, just make sure you're not on the losing end. Whether it's you who cheated or you are cheated on. Because apparently, according to patriarchy, it doesn't matter. Women, we are just, most of the times, the ones who are victims. No. Let's allow these men to teach us. Okay? Observe them and learn. Okay? Yes. Men who strategically shield their wealth teach a hard lesson. You have to learn these hard lessons. They are hard, yes, but you have to. Okay? Stop waiting until it happens to you. Don't wait until it happens to you. Mirror that strategy. As a woman, if you're married, mirror that strategy. If you're getting into a marriage or you want to be married someday, master that strategy. These are not those days that you walk blindly. Hapana. Nowadays we don't walk in blindly. So if you're blind, you better shine your eyes. Okay? You know, as they say, aura for aura, vibe for vibes. Start putting your income into investments under your name. Or under your mother's name, under that person's name that you trust so much. Okay? Remember, no man is an island. You're not an island. The same way your husband or these men are not islands. So I'm sure you have someone in your corner. You know me, I say sometimes, better the devil you know than the angel you don't know. Me, there's extremes. I will choose the kind of devil I want. There are things, like you choose the kind of sword that you want, you know, how you want to die. That's an example. Like, would you rather a strange man who, you know, you met when you were an adult, maybe you invest in land together and they decide to take it from you, or would you rather your brother? I'd rather my brother. At least I'll be saying, at least it helped one of us. And like you help a stranger, and then you become bitter, you start getting sick because of some bile you're holding in. No. So sometimes you have to choose your weapon. You have to find someone you trust. You know, unaamua kama mbaya. But at least, hata kama ni mbaya, you get to choose the kind of mbaya you go through. Okay? So start putting your income in investments, properties, and even depreciating assets like cars. Don't think that because something is a depreciating asset that you don't need under your name, you don't need it under your name. You do. Okay? And this is because that's the only way you will hold leverage on something like that car. That's the only, under your name. That's the only way you will hold leverage. So, build your own assets. Build your own investments as a woman. And this is because those liabilities, things like cars, when they are still in your name, when you do all those things in your name, you're still building credit or history, okay? So that means even if when you're divorced, if you took up a loan for that car, whatever happens, at least there's history, okay? You can get credit. Unaweza pata loan tena. You'll not be starting from scratch. Do you know, Aki ya Mungu, when you're starting from scratch, they can't even give you loans in Kenya. You don't have any history with the banks because you allowed the man to do everything transaction when it comes to money. No, don't do that. And I say this because even a car loan under your name helps you build borrowing power from banks or from these big institutions, okay? Especially when it comes to future solo investments, which is something very crucial, very, very important. If you end up solo, you will need these entities. You'll need the history that comes with it. Because, you know, when you divorce, there's always the one who's like supported by people and there's the other party who's shunned by people. You never know which one you'll be. It's better to be safe than sorry. Now, here's my warning to you as a woman. You see, equal contribution, it doesn't mean equal ownership. I think that's where most of you women, or most women, get lost. Because you feel like I contributed equally, now, you equally own whatever it is that you contributed. Kwani hamjui mchezo ya town? Me kwanza, I'm the kind of person who, hey, you bought a big car. Okay, that's nice. It's under your name. Nice. I might not be able to afford that big car, but if I get a small car, be assured it will be under my name. Mi hiyo mchezo staki. Mi kwanza hii maneno ya kuvutana. Catch me dead. Me, I'll be like, I find you, you have 50 acres. Good for you. If we work, we work. If we don't, I invest in your 50 acres and my name is not there. You're dreaming. I will, where you remain with your 50 acres there, I'll be watching you. Yeah. And this is because I also have a friend of mine. I'll give you a story about her. Just because you chip in, for example, you guys decide to build on that land. You decide to chip in for a house, or you decide to chip in when it comes to renovation, or it's a land and you want to do farming. Those nonsense things women think they want to do. You can do all that. But let me tell you, if the title is not under your name, if the title is in his name or his mother's name or his whoever, not your name, my dear, you're just a tenant. I know this is a very bitter pill for most of you to swallow, but that's just the truth. You're just a tenant. Until you come, you're in a relationship with a guy, or you get married, and then you're not even living in some place that you've rented. So this guy is living in their own compound, their father's compound, or their mother's compound, or whatever, their relatives. So you come to that house, you get some money. This is what a friend of mine did. She went and worked abroad, she got some money, and she came and built apartments. They were not even married. Even right now, they're not legally married. She built apartments in the husband's place, and the husband lives in their father's compound. Ni ile tu mnagawiwa, it's partitioned, but nobody has a title deed. You just told, this is your area, and then she went and built there. Now those are what we call ticking time bombs. We are just waiting for them to just blow. And that's why the other day you saw this woman who was told by the guy, you need to leave my house, and then she went to break down the house. Why would you invest there in the first place? In 2026, after women we are told, invest in money market funds, invest in index funds, invest in something that has your name. Unaenda kuwekelea mawe na mchanga na simiti kwa kina mtu, kwa kina mwanaume mwenye hata hajakuoa, hata kama amekuoa. Nowadays now it's even more, it makes you more worry. You're just a tenant, and one day you'll move out. Okay, so if these are things you can't carry, now for you. So before you ask questions, before anything, always ask, whose name is on this deed? This place that I want to build, whose name is on the title deed? Okay, ask these questions. This car I'm driving, I keep paying insurance for, I keep changing the tires, I keep servicing. Whose name is on the logbook? Wanawake tuache hii mchezo. Ignorance comes at a very high price. Okay? It's a high time we need to stop being ignorant. Let's stop being ignorant. It's not pretty. It's an ugly sight to look at. Finally, when you start self-funding, it removes dependency traps. Okay? If you're a woman out there and you're fully dependent on a man, you're a ticking time bomb. Okay? Start investing. Start buying things under your name. As a woman, self-funding is extremely important. So if you're a woman out there and you're 100% fully dependent on your man or your husband, it's a high time you wake up. Style up. Okay? You need to keep up with the times. These are not those days that where you just, these are not our mother's era. It's totally, completely different. So you have no excuse. No. How can your man be living in a different era from you? Even if you're living in different eras, at least copy him. Okay? Let him teach you. If he teaches you not to trust, okay, you learn from the best. Let's not trust each other. If they doubt you, you doubt them. Okay? If they feel all investments should be under their name, you, even if it's even if it's something small, let it be under your name. If you can buy a car, you go buy a motorcycle and hire someone to be driving it, to be riding it, and it's at least it's under your name. Okay? Fund yourself. When you make money, when you invest, when you own things separately, that means if you're married and that marriage becomes sour, you can leave that bad marriage without begging for scraps or accepting unfair settlements. Now, what I don't mean is that if your husband builds an apartment, you go build an apartment. No, I don't mean that. Because sometimes you might find you're not able to soar that high. Okay? I mean, if he can build an apartment, you can build something small, even back at home. Okay? Start a business, something that has to, 100% you as a woman. Okay? I've given you an example of one stupid thing I did, like being in a relationship and putting up a business in someone else's space. So when things went left, I had to live with my staff. Before I could find renting space out there, some of the things I had expired, the morale, before we heal, you decide that you want to still do the same thing. These things happen. They come with a lot of change. I learned my lessons. Okay? So I would never do something like that. Over my dead body. I would never. Okay? So, if a man can buy a car or 5 cars, I don't know, use SACCOs or whatever. You know, use easy chama as our mama. Raise money. You guys buy even if it's borders or tuk-tuks under your name that can bring you something small. In case things go left, utalala ja. You won't be dying out here. You won't be using that small amount of money you have paying lawyers all over the place to represent you in court. And as I said, patriarchy always wins. These assets are not traceable. So you'll end up losing and losing. You'll always be on the losing end as a woman. We need to stop this pattern. And as I said, the best way to stop this pattern is to copy these men. I'm not telling you to hate them. No. Remember, these are our fathers, they are our brothers, they are our uncles, they are the fathers to our children. I'm not saying hate them. No. I'm saying match their energy. Mirror them. Okay? Aura for aura. It's sad, but that's where we are right now. Try very much as a woman to make your own money. Hata kama ni kidogo, bora ikuwe ni yako. Invest in your own small things. Nowadays, money market funds and there's places you can invest. Even in real estate, there's rates. You can invest even as less as 5,000 Kenya shillings. Start investing in such things. And if you can't do it under your name, do it under your mother's name, or your sister or your brother. Just that one person you can trust, who's close to you. If you can find someone who understands these things, the better. But by all means necessary, stop putting all your eggs in one basket, because now this is what is happening. When divorce happens, all your eggs break. And we really don't care who's the saint there or who's the sinner. Bottom line is, try your best not to be the victim here. Okay? The world is cruel. And more cruel if you don't have money. You'll think we all hate you. And it's just that we all have our own lives to live. So take care of yourself as a woman. Men nowadays are conniving. You better match that. You better learn that. If he's conniving, be conniving. Okay? You guys realize you have assets, like you want documents and all that. Even you buy things and make sure the documents are not visible to anyone. If this person cannot offer clarity to you, don't offer clarity back. Okay? Mirror them. You're in a house, you believe you guys bought the house, but you've never seen the documents. That's you living blindly. There's no transparency in that marriage or in that relationship. So what are you doing there? Style up. You have to be smart. Kwanza nowadays, men really love the naive woman who doesn't ask questions. They pretend to love you, and then they allow you to chip in. You support them, and then at the end of the day, they know what they're doing. You end up losing. And when they're doing these things to you, they don't care whether it hurts you or not. They don't really care. So my question to you as a woman is, why do you care so much? Why do you care so much? And that's why you see women nowadays. Men are complaining at women, when they get children, their love, Me, I thank God I have a daughter I love. I feel like even if, for those ladies who don't have children, go get a dog or a pet or something. Pour that abundant, hiyo pendo inakusumbua hivyo. Give it to that pet, that dog, whatever. It won't do you dirty. Huh? Yeah. No, don't give what they are not giving back. If someone is not giving you the kind of glove you're giving them, take it back. Make sure when things go south, if ever things go south, that little you have, you're content with it. You won't be chasing lawyers around town trying to fight for I don't know what. Don't do that. At least hata mkiachana mwachane na clean slate. If this person wants to support you, if they love you at that moment, let them be clear. Let there be clarity. If they're buying you a car, let it be under your name. Okay? This is how someone shows you they love you. If you guys are buying a house, if there's a deed, there's your name. That's love. That's clarity. Now that, even if you decide to match it or mirror that energy, that's great energy. That's a good relationship. But not the others we are talking about. As messing you up. And then you become the topic of the town. In the name of fighting for your rights. At the end of the day, you just become a laughing stock for most. People will just be laughing at you, pointing at you, and when people are using examples, they use you as an example. Today they are celebrating you, tomorrow they are shunning you, and then you're depressed, trying to wonder what happened overnight. Protect yourself from these things, women. Women! Huh? Ebu muamke. Protect yourself. Make sure you're not on the losing end when it comes to time, money, energy, health. Please make sure, even if you're losing, it's one thing, not all of them. You cannot afford to lose everything just because of marriage, just because you are married, just because of a man. You cannot afford to be losing time. You cannot afford to be losing money. You cannot afford to be losing energy. And most of all, you cannot afford to be losing your health because of a man. No. A man will protect his money, his time, his energy, even if it means hurting you. So you as a woman, you need to be very sharp. Shine your eye. We are not in the 1990s. Right now, information is all over for you, for information to get to you. Don't be lazy. So, nowadays, ways of investment, you can invest even if you're anywhere, even if you're in your bedroom at midnight, you can open an account somewhere and you start investing. That's how convenient it has become. So, you don't have any excuse. If you're not careful, patriarchy itakukalia proper. Mirror and learn from the best. Okay? Remember, at the end of the day, men are stronger than women. Most of the times, they are powerful in many ways than women. That one I won't dispute. That's an argument for another day. But what I can tell you as a woman, as a kawaida woman, a normal woman, learn from this man. Master those tactics that they are using. Okay? Take advantage of the fact that as women, whatever you give us, we will shake it, twist it, turn it, and give it back to you double, triple, 10 times better. So whatever that man is showing you in marriage, whatever, make sure you give it to him 10 times fold. Okay? That way, in case you guys divorce, there won't be a lot of push and pull, and you won't be the victim here. So, allow yourself to be the master of your own life. Let assets, liabilities, like cars, have your name on it. So, stop being afraid. These men are not afraid. So if they have the guts, you better learn how to have guts. Don't allow them to be just siphoning your energy every time. I don't know, we need to find ways of also siphoning other people's energy as women. If you don't do that, you'll pay a very hefty price. Okay? We will talk about you today if you're famous, and then within no time, on to the next news. You'll be left there struggling, suffering, and all you'll have is yourself to blame. Women, this is for women. Ladies, don't think that you're smart because you're in love. if you enter a relationship, a marriage, enter with your brains very alert. Because these men also out here, they are very good at manipulating you. I don't know what happens. So if this man is a manipulator, I'm not telling you to become a manipulator, but mirror whatever he is to you. Okay? If you ask him questions and he pretends hashikanishi, you also pretend haushikanishi. It takes two to play the game. Okay? But if you're always there pretending to be the supporting person, what, and you're not just supporting by your energy, your time, your money, all that, kitakuramba na zujuta, I don't know. You will cry. You will cry until the tears will now deny you. To tell you, now we've had enough of you. Now find something else to do. We are not here for you. Women, whether you're a bad woman or a good woman. Me, this one, I'm not addressing it. Is it the holier than thou women or the smartest women? It can happen. These things can happen to literally anyone. Don't be too blinded by love. No. Okay. So, bottom line is, do me, I do you. That should be your motto for your relationship and marriages. Okay? So, umesikia? Marriages and relationships should be do me, I do you. Okay? There should be transparency. If there's no transparency, start planning yourself early as a woman. So when I say transparency, that means there's full financial disclosure between you and your spouse. In marriages, this should be a non-negotiable. Most spouses must be able to declare all assets, debts, income, and legally owned properties. So that when divorce happens, you're not caught off guard. Ati hata hujui ni nini mko nazo. So even if you're going to fight, you don't know what you're going to fight for. So, and this includes those held in third-party names. For example, their mothers, their whoever's. And this is because secrecy, that enables asset hiding. When a man or whoever, there's secrecy in your marriage. But as I said, aura for aura, if the man is secretive, you better learn that from him. You better start being secretive. Okay? So when your husband or when a man start secretly transferring assets to his mother's name, to his father's name, that's the opposite of transparency. And without transparency, you as a wife or as a woman cannot make informed decisions. This means this man leaves you powerless when it comes to your own contributions and your own safety. This man is just selfish. Transparency also protects sweat equity. So if you chip in for something like a mortgage, renovation, or something like a business startup, anything, transparency would mean your name as a woman is on the title or is in a legally enforced agreement. Okay? Not just a verbal promise. Ati hizi vitu mtu anakuambia na mdomo, we toka hapa. Remember, talk is cheap. Anyone can say anything. That's why people lie. Anyone can tell you anything. Sawa. Also, regular financial meetings. When you keep meeting regularly, it helps build accountability between you as a couple. This can look like reviewing bank accounts, investment statements, property documents, and even those liabilities I'm mentioning together. This can be monthly or quarterly. And this is because you see those hidden accounts. They're very hard to manage. Okay? They're also very hard to maintain. There should be digital transparency. Yani all forms of transparency when it comes to marriages and relationships. Okay, mostly marriages. Okay? And that's why it's funny. You say, I trust you with my body. I sleep with you at night, knowing anything can happen to me. Yet I don't trust you with my finances. It's just funny. People are just... It's hilarious. It's laughable. I trust you with my body, but I can't trust you with my passwords. I trust you with my body, but I don't trust you with my PIN. Orimo, guy. But that's where we are right now. Okay? That I will go to whatever extremes to protect my money or my account, but I'm doing nothing to protect my body. Forgetting money, you can always go work for more money, but if your health is affected, you have no other body. Topic for another day. Point is, there needs to be transparency in your marriage. If there's no transparency, if one party is not transparent, then you as a woman, I don't see why you're being transparent. Okay? If one of you is being fishy, two can play the game. So things like legal agreements, they enforce transparency. Transparency exposes mother name loopholes. Without transparency, assume asymmetry. This is if he refuses to be transparent, then it forces you as a woman to start protecting yourself. Okay? Because there's men who out here who will not be transparent. Hezi kuambia. But that's communication to you as a woman. Okay? That's him telling you, I'm not in this with you. Okay? It's a high time you start protecting yourself as a woman. But most women are out there, they don't want to see that. I don't want to see that. Men are communicating to you, but you refuse to see it. My dear, build your own separate assets. Okay? Especially with men who are not transparent with you. Start investing independently and keep major purchases under your name only. Me, when I was in a relationship, if I was buying something big, I would make sure, hey, my name is there. My name. So that by the time we are separating, mtu anabeba vitu zake. Okay? This is mine. That there's no dispute. This is mine. This is mine. Okay? My dear, you see, transparency, that is a form of respect in a marriage. Okay? When someone chooses to be transparent with you, that is them showing you a very high form of respect. They're respecting you. And in healthy marriages, because there's healthy marriages out here, this doesn't mean that kuna marriages zote are doomed. No. When it comes to healthy marriages, both partners or both parties know where the family stands. Okay? Hakuna mmoja ati they are the ones seeing what is happening and the other one is blind. No. Veiling assets is not prudence. It's planning for unilateral escape at your expense. Okay? So woman, be very wary. Don't be blinded by love. Start observing. Okay? And make necessary steps. Don't go fighting these men, but copy their energy. Okay? Do exactly what they're doing. Because right now, where I'm standing, it looks like they're the best teachers. So you better learn. Take out your pen and your notebook and start taking notes. Because you will need that. Sasa? Yeah. I'm Miss Muitathi, and I'll see you in my next video. Cheers.